Hi everyone. So I'm continuing with the theme of chakras, and look how beautiful this scarf is, or sari. It's gorgeous. And so this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to show you it down here. This is the one I was thinking of using. And I laid the yarns out on this, and I wasn't as impressed as I was with this one. And here, I'll lay the yarns out for the chakras. What I'm going to do is crochet these into circles. So you've got red at the base of the spine. That's your power and safety. And then next up is your orange, your creativity. And then your power and wisdom, solar plexus area. And then green. And the green is a little bit different texture because I am using yarns that I have, many of them from the thrift shop. So I'm using what I have. And a lot of times what we have dictates our, it doesn't dictate our design, but it influences our design. If you really, really want a yarn to match this, you could go buy it, right? So, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work with what I have. And then, so green is the heart, compassion and love. And next up is the throat, which is a light blue. And I love the way these colors show up on this sari here. And the next is the third eye, the indigo. And the next is violet, or it could be white or shimmering gold. This is the crown chakra, the divine chakra to the divine. So I am going to crochet those in circles, and I will be back and show you what those look like, and we'll lay those out. And the idea here for this project is using crochet, hand crocheted pieces, and using Sashiko stitching and Boro building to create this wall piece or this meditative piece. So it's a mix again, and it should be lots of fun, and all scraps. We're using all scraps. Okay, let's see you in the next clip. Chakras that I did with a lightweight yarn, all of these. So, and I had stitched them on lightly, and with the idea of starting to put beads in them. And then I went to the thrift shop just to see if I could get more cotton thread, and they had green and they had yellow. So there were a few of the colors I was missing. So I got this for 79 cents. So this is what I did. I'm going to show you the chakras that I crocheted over. So, okay, so I switched these out. I actually crocheted these over using thread yarns because I just love the texture of these so much better. And this one up here, the divine chakra, was already thread. This that I had done in thread. This one was already in ribbon, and I had this one that I had done a while ago. And so these I actually just did, and I like them much better. So. on. So this chakra meditation piece is complete. It is so pretty. I feel like I could wear it, and I could. I mean, you actually could put this on as a shawl. Now, if I went to a store and picked out brand new fabrics, I would not necessarily pick out this design or this combo. So that's the privilege almost of picking out fabrics at the thrift shop. Is you see, it seems like you're limited, but you really end up with masterpieces. I mean, really beautiful combinations of fabrics that you would not necessarily think of. And so this piece, as you could see in the clips, I recrocheted. I crocheted my chakras over, and let me just reach for these, in the yarn threads. These are the cotton yarns that I use mostly for Sashiko stitching. I did very limited stitching on here because I felt with this piece less of the Sashiko stitching was actually wise, because this is such a beautiful piece. What I really wanted was the chakra pieces to jump out. And actually that's why I ended up putting the beading in the middle, because when I was spreading the beading out, which I initially did with the chakras, I was thinking, well, this is like beads all the way through the chakra circle, and they're going to look beautiful. They didn't. And I think they didn't because on the side here, if you look at this design, it reminds you of beading. It reminds you of rain, of the cosmos, stars. So actually when I did that over here, it was almost like they were competing, like these two designs were competing. They were not complementing each other. So thus I ended up with the beading in the center, which I totally love because each chakra has its own beading. So and the texture of this yarn thread, it allows the design to show through just enough so that it, in a very subtle way, is adding to the design that you wouldn't necessarily be aware of it unless you're playing around with the different fabrics and the beading and the crochet. So now let's say you don't crochet and you want to make a chakra piece for yourself. You know, you can cut out fabrics with the chakra colors, and you know, you've got your red, which is your root chakra, your orange, which is your creative area chakra, your yellow, which is your wisdom and your power chakra, your green, which is your heart chakra, love and compassion and understanding, your blue, which is your throat chakra, which is honesty and transparency and communication. And then you got your very dark blue to dark purple. So it can be anywhere in between. It's an indigo color, and that's for your third eye. And I was going to put an eye there, and I decided not to. It would take away. And then the violet is the crown chakra right above the head. So that's the divine. And then you have more realms of the divine. And this is like a gold, shimmering gold ribbon. So that would be above the divine chakra. And then you have another, and even another realm of more divine, a spiritual chakra. So, you know, on TV, on YouTube, let's get that right. On YouTube, there are many videos that will walk you through your chakra meditation. So they're guided and they know just how far to bring you, and they explain to you, they say go go to your heart area, for example, and imagine green is more green and it's expanding, and they help you align or get your chakras in harmony, to open your chakras, to become aware of these different parts of our being that are so important for our spiritual well-being. So this I hope that this inspires you. Oh, and I did want to talk to you just a little bit about the fabric, because this is super important actually. The this sari that I use, this fabric, the base fabric, is it's not a sarong, but it's very large, and but it's thin. So I that's kind of what gravitated me towards using lightweight yarn for the initial chakras that I did. And this cotton yarn is even thinner and lacy, and I really wanted that effect. That's why I switched over to that. And I was lucky enough to find this at the thrift shop, to find the colors that I was lacking at the thrift shop. So I was just lucky on that. But I was able to put all my chakra colors together. Now I've added, as you know, this scarf, and sewed that on with just a few Sashiko stitches. So there's not a lot of Sashiko here, but there's enough to create 2 fabrics. And then, so the idea is to be able to support these crocheted pieces, or if you're going to use fabric pieces, or if you're going to cut cotton pieces out of something. But whatever you're using for the chakras, you want to make sure that this fabric can support it. So if it didn't support it, there's a few tells to that. When you hold it up, what would happen is that these would pretty much fall forward. You know, they would carry the weight. Their weight would carry the fabric that you have it on forward, you know, or it would pull. It would pull on the fabric and make holes in it. So you want to make sure that the fabric you're using, you either reinforce it with a couple of fabrics, and you could even put a 3rd piece on the back before you sew them on. So you can make sure that your fabric's strong enough to support your chakras as you put them on. So, but anyway, I wanted to share this with you. I hope it inspires you. Up here, I did a little shibori. Now, shibori is used, you know, there's different types of shibori. There's shibori where the ancient method is they tie and dye. They tie the silk of the yarn. They will tie pieces, let's say, of pebbles or sticks, or they'll fold it a certain way. So they're making an impression in the fabric. Fabric memorizes it because they're putting it in steam, and they're going through a whole process. They're also dyeing that fabric. So that shibori includes, or is one of those techniques, include one of those techniques. This is what I call shibori, with needle manipulated shibori. It's very simplistic. You're just using needle and thread to create some shape to your fabric, and that's what I did. And I really like that. It's kind of like wings almost, or a crown even, but it's at the top of the meditative piece. So I wanted to share that with you. So you got a little shibori, you got a little sashiko, you got a little crochet, and out of it you have a beautiful meditative piece. So I hope that inspires you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you, and have a beautiful day. Love and light.